Hey there guys, this is Joe, sloppyjoesshredshack, and today we're going to be reviewing the Starcaster. Let's see what I think about this silly thing. Anyways, welcome back to the Shred Shack. Like I was saying before, my name is Joe, and if you haven't seen me before, definitely click subscribe, smash that bell notification. That would make me feel real good, and I like feeling real good. Let's be frank about it, you silly goose. Now, if you have seen me before, welcome back to the channel. Now, last week you got to see me do the part 1 video of the Squire Starcaster. It's fantastic. I like it a lot. Normally, I'm not into vintage gear, but this is a really great instrument. But I'm gonna just, dump the specs out as I see them. All right, so we got a 25.5-inch scale, I believe. Now, I could be wrong, but I'm like 99.9% sure it's 25.5. Then, obviously, a maple neck going on here. Now, it's very glossy. As you can see there, it's a glossy neck. The body's also very glossy too. You got vintage style Fender tuners on there, as you can see. Now the frets on here, it's gonna be kind of really hard to see that, but it's definitely like a narrow and tall fret, if that makes any sense. Then we have the proprietary Fender Adjustomatic bridge on here. 2 volumes, 2 tones. As you can see, it is a hollow body guitar, which is pretty awesome, but it also has a big chunk of alder that runs right through the drop dead center. So that's pretty cool. Kind of gives it a little bit more of a firm feel. And in my opinion, honestly, you need that chunk of alder to make it sound amazing. It's a big old chunk of maple here on the front and back sides and on the sides. So it looks really pretty. I love this blonde finish on here. It's fantastic. Nice and snappy, but that alder really holds everything together really well. A 3-way toggle selector right there. And then finally, we have the proprietary Squire wide range pickups. Now, if I'm correct, this thing's clocking in at $399, and it is. Now, I picked this one up from Good Times Music in Houghton, Michigan. So if you ever find yourself in the area, the snowy white north as it were, definitely come and visit the shop. It's a small little shop, but it's lovely. Bruce is a great person, and he will do anything for the people of the local area or anyone in general. So I highly recommend going through him for any music need. And obviously, I want to thank Good Times Music and Bruce for letting me steal his equipment so I can make silly videos on the internet. All right, so what do I think about this instrument? This thing is awesome. Normally, I very much shy away from vintage style guitars. I mean, it's silly because I have an SG hanging over there, and my 2 main guitars are Fender Strats. But this is very vintage feeling, but it has some modern playability about it. The neck profile on here, it's not super chunky. It's nice and it's thin. I wouldn't say like, wizard thin, but yeah, it's just a Fender Stratocaster neck on here. So it's really nice. It's great. Squire is doing a great job out here putting together really nice and affordable guitars. I was able to actually get the action down pretty low. Now, I didn't want to bring it down too low because I wanted it to be a little bit chewy to get that vintagey type vibe to it. But if I wanted to drop this thing lower, I absolutely could. I did a slight truss rod adjustment on here, and this thing is as flat can be, and it's really nice. I could have just turned a few knobs here and called it good, but I really liked the way that it sounded without any fret buzz. So this thing, when you're strumming it for sure, it's very loud. Obviously, that can be attributed to the hollow body here, but the cool thing is when you play a big chord, you can feel it like vibrate a little bit against your chest, which is really nice. And it's definitely carried through on these strings. Now, if you're looking for a more woody type sound, I would say like a woody lower output type sound, this is a great guitar. Now, so what are wide range humbuckers? Well, they are special humbuckers that were developed for Fender way back in the day. And it was actually invented by the same guy who invented humbuckers for Gibson guitars that they initially installed in all their Les Pauls. Fender hired that guy, and he came up with this. Now, what's the difference between this and a regular humbucker, right? Well, this thing is a little bit, I don't know, sounds single coil-ish. And I use ish very, very, very lightly because it definitely is hum canceling. It has a humbucker type sound. It doesn't sound like a single coil, but it also doesn't sound like a humbucker in a traditional sense. So what I mean by that is it's a humbucker that has the frequency range of a single coil pickup. Now, we've all played single coils before, I assume. If you haven't, well, you're living in the dark ages, bucko. But anyways, you get the frequency signal of a single coil and how it is really chimey, but more in a humbucker style taste. It's like a spice almost. It's very nice. Like if, you know, a humbucker is thyme for those who like to cook. This is like rosemary, if that makes any sense. That's gonna make sense to about 4 people on the internet. But I hope it makes a little bit of sense. Now, what I mean by that is this is just one tiny spice in the overall dish of tone, you know? So like the guitar has its own vibe, you know, the maple cap, the maple neck, the alder chunk in the middle of the amp that you're using. This is just the spice that is added to your tone. So it's very, very fun. And if you like vintagey type sounds, this is great. I am personally not a vintage guy, but I very much enjoyed it. I found that I was playing a lot of 7th chords with it, if that makes any sense. You know, the part that I like about this guitar though is, you know, it has like I don't know, the frequency range of a single coil pickup, which I really, really like. So the string separation's really great on it. So you can really hear the articulation and the clarity, maybe, would be a good way to put it. All right, and to be fair, I am plugging into my Line 6 Helix. I'm running into a Fender Deluxe with an own hammer, Fender Deluxe IR. All right, so this is the bridge pickup. Then we got the middle. And you can really hear that single coil frequency. That clarity is really, really, really cool, and I like that. And then finally, obviously, we're going to do the neck. But yeah, this thing sounds super, super good. You kind of heard that right there. That was just a clean tone. No compressor, just a little bit of reverb running into my Helix. It sounds really, really nice, and I like it. So let's kick on a little bit of overdrive here and just have some fun, right? All right, so yeah, just really pay attention to the 3-way selector here as to which pickup I'm on. I'm gonna be kind of playing around with it. And just so you know, I'm starting out on the neck pickup. also renders itself to really, really cool lead sounds. So, obviously, this thing can sound really, really cool. If you want to throw it into the front end of an amplifier, hit it with some gain, hit it with some volume, and just get that nice overdriven screaming sound, you can do that. I'm not going to say that this is a modern sounding guitar. It's not. If you're looking for a modern tone, this is not your guitar. If you're looking to play Midwest emo, in that case, I guess technically, yes, this is a modern guitar. But, I will say that this thing sounds wonderful. If you're looking for that vintage tone, this thing is gonna be your jam. I like it. You should like it. If you're looking to pull the trigger on it, buy it. By the way, links in the description box below. I'm going to provide links down there. But if you can buy it through your local dealer, buy it through your local dealer first. But if you want to help me out, just click that link. That's fine. But I give this guitar a solid 7.8 out of 10. Is it something that I would have in my personal collection? No. But if someone gave this to me for a jam session or something, just, to goof around on, I would be ecstatic about it, and I would recommend this thing to a friend. You should pick one up for yourself if you're looking into this thing. But anyways, if you like the content that you're seeing here, definitely click subscribe and smash that bell notification. That would make me feel good, and I like feeling real good. Now, you can always hit me up on Facebook. Just pretend this is a keyboard and type it into your browser. Your turkey, the information's right there. Or you can hit me up on Instagram at sloppyjoes_shredshack. It's going for $3.99. It's affordable. Why not? But anyways, later.